fresh off the golf course after firing a 400 par 68 is the outstanding, my good friend Chris Wheeler. Just roll with it.
Yeah. How about 68 after 12 or something?
I didn't say when you stopped.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, thank you. It was a gorgeous day. We have the Phillies fantasy campus down here this week. So a bunch of guys, some of the guys were over here today to play my course here in Bel Air. And I played with Tommy Green and Dickie Knowles, and all I did was listen all day. They can talk, those two.
Wow. Isn't it fun not just to hear the stories, but also at this stage of life still get an education on it? You probably heard things you probably didn't even know before.
Always. And those two guys are just great. They were terrific players for the Phillies. And Dave Hollins was here today, Larry Anderson, Von Hayes, Ruben Amaro, people like that. So it was good to see them again and go over there maybe tomorrow or Friday where they're playing and catch up with a lot of other guys. As you know, Steve, there's nothing like making all these great friends we were able to make in this business and being able to see them again and connect.
It is amazing. Certain teams need certain things. And I know Bo Bichette, it was a gut punch to the Phillies. They didn't get him. He ended up going to the Mets, so he's now in the division against them. But how important was it that that the money saved by not signing Bichette, you end up with JT out of it, because maybe in some ways that is the guy the Phillies do need?
Well, you always say, how are you going to do without JT Realmuto? And I guess they had a backup plan. But the Bichette thing became number one, and it kind of surprised him, it sounded like, when he went to the Mets. And, you wish he'd have gone to the Red Sox or something, to get him out of our league, especially out of our division. Because, I've seen him since he came into baseball down here with the Toronto Blue Jays as a young player and become a great player that he is. So that was a problem, I think, losing him, because they looked like they had a game plan going forward. But, the backup plan then was to use some of that money to make sure they could get JT, who wanted more money. I don't know whether it was another year or not, but certainly more money with the 3 years. Dickie Knowles, I just mentioned, said he flew down with JT yesterday from Philadelphia. So he loves to play golf, so he's down here already. And that was important. We had to have him.
All right. Ranger Suarez was offered at the end of the season $22.5 as a qualifying offer. It ends up he goes to the Red Sox, 5 years, $130, which is $22 million a year. But it's also a 5-year commitment by Boston to get him. Your thoughts on the loss, but also the timing of a 5-year deal versus a 2 or a 3?
Well, for a guy who I heard say Penn State just came out of the Red Sox dugout at Yankee Stadium.
Did you like that?
I don't know how many people caught that, but obviously I would. I gave a little guffaw when I heard. I said to Renee, "You're Steve just." Oh yeah, she said that was great.
No. Jack Ham. Jack Ham is laughing his backside off because only you would say that.
That was great. Ranger Suarez is a really, really good pitcher. Great signing for the Red Sox. He has had injury problems. Sometimes he gives you half a year, but what he gives you is way, way, way above average. Is it worth that kind of contract? Nothing like that. Say worth it nowadays, but it's the market. Phillies couldn't do it. Too many players making too much money right now, guaranteed money. So that was never going to happen. He was going to be a free agent and move on. They'll miss him because he's really good. The Red Sox got a heck of a player, got a heck of a person. One of the things they'll notice right away, he's one of the coolest guys you've ever seen fielding a comebacker. I mean, he is cool. Nothing bothers him. He just kind of catches everything, just kind of flips it over to first base, and never changes his expression. Love the guy. Wish he were still a Philly, but if you're a Red Sox fan, you got a heck of a pitcher there if he stays healthy.
Cody Bellinger gets 5 years, $162.5. Kyle Tucker gets his deal with the Dodgers. So New York and Los Angeles get high-priced free agents out of it. Neither one of them, and I say this with all due respect, they will both help you win. So let's start with that. You and I both know neither one of them sells a ticket. I mean, am I wrong about that?
No, probably not. And I you know me, how much I love our sport, and I know you love baseball too. But we're headed for Armageddon again. It's just, and I don't know that there's any. I don't know the answer. It's like trying to figure out some solution to the ongoing nonsense in college football right now. With you and I could do an hour on that. Yeah. But in our sport, in baseball, the agreement's up after this year, and they're going to have, unless they can figure something out, they're running towards another lockout, which are just awful because it just turns people off. But you can't have Kyle Tucker go to the Dodgers like that for all that money. Like, they need Kyle Tucker, and not only they get him, but then they defer all this stuff, and they're able to do that, and to be able to get Edwin Diaz and those kind of players and just make themselves better and better. It's the haves and the has-nots in our sport without a cap. People say, why don't you have a cap? Well, what do you think all those labor stoppages were about all those years? They tried to get a cap. I don't know what they can do. I'm happy that I'm not involved in it anymore, but I can't believe that they don't have a tremendous confrontation coming again. And it's very, very sad to think about, because I think the sport is very healthy right now as far as the on-field stuff. Yes. I think people really enjoy it again. Yep. And to shut it down, if that were to happen, does nothing but hurt your sport.
I'm actually having more fun watching baseball now than I have in the last few years. And I've always enjoyed it, but I'm having more fun watching it. And as you know, in college football, you've already had Washington, and this is where this is where now Chris is going to start asking me questions, which is always fun. But Damon Williams signs a 2-year deal with Washington in December. He then puts his name in the transfer portal. Right? His agent then quits, says, "Hey, I can't be a part of this." Washington's going to sue him. Jed Fish has a heart-to-heart where I believe the word lawsuit was brought up. And then he stays. But that's not it. Darian Mensah, Duke, last year signed a 2-year contract. Tells him on December 19th I'm coming back. Then goes in the portal on Friday.
It just, you and I have been very, very careful all our lives not to become dinosaurs. And you haven't, and I'm not going to be that way. But this is nonsense. The players, I'm not saying players shouldn't get paid or get some compensation in college football with the revenues they bring in. But to be a free agent, I mean, and they can leave anytime they want. It's just, and they can't. I don't mean it that way, but it seems like it. And I just think that. And what is it going to take? Congress to get involved? Well, yeah, they're really great at getting involved. I mean, they just can't wait to make things work. Sure. So, whenever I hear, well, Congress got to take care of this. Oh, please. If that's what it takes, that's beating your head against the wall.
Well, so how many contracts do you think you signed during the course of your lifetime? No, seriously.
Yeah, well, I had all kinds of different agreements, and the last thing I'd ever thought is leaving on a contract or anything, or reneging on it, but it's just a different world now. It's just people just don't have loyalty, any kind of loyalty. And as I said, I don't want to be an old man dinosaur, because I am old. I'm 80, and you got to think. But I love college football so much the way you do, and this is a turnoff. What's going on right now, and I know how it's happened at times in our sport, and it's not healthy.
I mean, because Chris, like you, I've signed. I can't begin to count how many contracts I signed over the years. Okay,
really.
Now I will tell everybody so they know. Just as a full disclosure, I signed a 5-year deal in August. Okay,
nice.
So
great.
Now, do you think at any point in my career I thought about reneging on the contract? And do you think I have any thought about reneging on this contract? Of course not. That's not how you and I are wired. And guess what? Being loyal is not being a Tyrannosaurus. Okay?
Really? I bet you never signed any opt-outs either in your contract.
There's no opt-out in my contract at all. I don't want to opt out. And the way they're talking to me, they acted as if they didn't want me opting out. So I mean, it's but I've had people, for example, call me, and this happened with you as well. Hey, by the way, we have an opening. We'd really like to talk to you. Well, I'm under contract, whatever. Okay. And then they backed off. You probably had that happen how many times in your career? Right? But it's fine to ask. There's no issue in asking. My problem is, like, this kid puts himself in the portal, so he's in violation of his contract. And Miami's calling, and as soon as they find out it's a 2-year deal, they're like, good, we can make it work. Like, no, that 2-year deal includes this year. It's like, they don't back off.
Hey, do you have a solution?
Yeah, actually, I do have a solution. The solution.
Give it to me.
The solution actually goes to, you have to take care of your own business. There has to be an entity that represents football players and an entity that represents basketball players. And the players will have to agree on that. And do collective bargaining. And part of collective bargaining, there's a whole bunch of elements. How do you handle the portal? What is NIL? What's the cap that can be paid on the revenue share? You know, things like that. Medical care. There's a lot of elements that go in there. One of them is contracts get released. College players should have their contracts released so everybody knows exactly what the deal is.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Because right now it sounds like, you know, we went through this when the start of free agency way back in the 70s, which needed to be done, but then it got out of control. But it sounds like the agents run everything now. The kids don't even know where are you going to go. Oh, the agent's going to tell me where he got me the best deal, and then I'm going to. Do you care about playing there? Do you know anything about the university?
Nope.
You know anything about the coach?
Nope.
You know anything about their history? No, They got the best deal there, so I'm going to go. Is that the way to go? I don't know, but that seems like the way it is right now.
Well, it's interesting because I asked, there was a sister of a player, asked me in class last spring about how to choose an agent. And you and I both know that there are some outstanding agents out there. There are also some very good agents out there. And there are also some agents that just are in it for themselves and really could give a darn about you.
Yeah.
My answer to her was this. I said, let me tell you what your brother needs to do. He needs to find out from the Saquon Barkleys. He needs to find out from a Yetur Gross-Matos. Needs to find out from a list of players that are already there. You have a network in place at Penn State where they can find out whether they are happy with the representation they're getting from their agent and what kind of pro that agent happens to be. I said he needs to utilize those resources and then make the decision about which agent to go with.
Yeah, it sounds like a great way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I thought in the spot it was a good answer.
Well, you know what? I haven't been through that too, and you know, and back in the days when they were my friends and we were around the same age before I was their grandfather and all, that just say the same thing. Well, who are you going to sign with? Well, what's his track record?
Yes.
Is he going to tick off the organization that you don't want to leave necessarily? That's another thing I think about is where do these kids want to go? Do they even think about that? Where they want to go, or is it just, wow, I'm getting paid a lot right now. I don't even have to go to the NFL maybe if I'm just a fringe guy.
Well, see, and that's exactly what's. First of all, let's start with this. What did every baseball free agent, except for maybe JT, have in common? Every single person signed for the most money. Okay, there wasn't a single person that said, you know what, I love it here in Toronto. You know what, I know it's not quite as much as the Mets, but you know what, it's still a lot of money, I'm staying. Nobody did that in the baseball this year. Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what you're getting in college football. Mentz is getting $4 million in his deal at Duke. Allegedly, Miami offered him $6 million. Right? In other words, you're talking about a guy who did not take a vow of poverty.
Really? so true. Yeah, I mean, I look back on. Look, I don't want to talk out of school or something that I may not know anything about, but I know at times players get unbelievable pressure in Major League Baseball from the union.
Yep.
If they even think about coming out publicly and saying they're going to take less money, because they don't want to hear that stuff. They got to a certain level, and they do not want to hear a player saying, I really like it here. I don't want as much to go somewhere else. If they do that, it's pretty much, quiet. But they do not want that public. And the Players Association has done a tremendous job over the year of muzzling players.
Oh, exactly. Now, in collective bargaining, if they were ever to do that for college football, college basketball, and the other sports would have to take care of themselves. Look, there's no money in that stuff. With all due respect, you can sell out all these sports left and right. There's no money there, but they're losing money. But the two that make money are the ones you have to negotiate with, and of course, with Title IX, you would have to negotiate with women's basketball as well. But I think that's the way to go, because I'm with you. I don't want the government to be involved in it. You can solve your own problems. I mean, that's how I look at it.
What could possibly go wrong?
No, I don't know. I mean, the two dinosaurs are here talking about, we're just trying to make sure, you and I are trying to make sure we don't end up as tar.
So I just, every time I hear that it's going to have to be a congressional situation, I go, oh, no, please, please, somehow police your own business and work it out somehow and figure it out. Easy for me to say.
Oh, look, when it comes to Congress, they have a million things to take care of. Okay, they got to take care of tax bills. They have to take care of reconciliation bills. They're looking at the health care bill. Do they need to look at college sports?
No.
Okay, I'm paying you to do the other stuff, okay? Okay, we can take care of our own problems if you have some leadership. See, and that's the problem. You're talking about what the Baseball Players Association does, right? It may be strong-arming players, but they at least are leading, and the owner's side is always reacting to the players leading.
Yeah, they've done a great job with it over the years, and they're continuing to do it, because you don't hear about guys taking, you just said it, Steve, you don't hear about guys taking less money, and you know what? If you're on that end of it, why would you?
Okay, now, when you get back, after we're done with the 20 feet of snow we're getting this weekend.
Ooh. That's why old people like me move to Florida this time of the year.
I want to know when you and I are going to set up a golf course day.
I would love that. I would love that. Renee said to me the other day, she said, we're going to Penn State next year, even if we don't go to a game. We're going to go up on an off week when Steve's there and have lunch with him. I said, that's a lot of stuff you just threw out.
That's no.
So I want you to know you're on the radar.
She just came up with a great idea, but before we do that and you get back, I'm going to drive down, golf course of your choice, and just go out. Man. And I'm talking hours of nobody keeping score and just having a blast.
Oh man, that would be well. Look, belong to Bluebell Country Club in the Philadelphia suburbs. I live there, and I can't begin to tell you how much I would enjoy spending the day with you on the golf course and have dinner and have her come up and everything. That would be great. Let's make it happen. I'll be back in July.
Perfect. Because guess what? The snow will be gone by then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. We are going to make this, my friend, we are going to make this happen. We're going to make this happen. All right?
Please.
Okay?
Please. I mean, you have a whole audience right now saying, well, I don't really care whether or not they play golf together or not, but they can hold us to this.
Well, let me put it this way about the audience. They enjoyed the other part. Right? Every once in a while, it's okay to be personal.
Good.
If they don't care, right, at the moment, I don't care.
I have never been more happy to have someone invite themselves to play golf with me than you. And we're all set. We're just going to do this.
All right. You know me. I just force my way in.
Hey, I can't wait.
All right.
I can't wait. You want to bring somebody down with you, too? Feel free.
Well, you know, I might talk to him. Now, I don't think he's going to do it, but I might talk to Hammer about it.
Oh, man. That would be great.
I might talk to Hammer about it. See if
you have somebody up there that you play golf with a lot and you want to bring them down, please. Yeah. We'll have a great day. I can't wait.
We'll have a great day. The audience for the last 2 minutes, we apologize for the personal conversation on the air, but that's just the way it goes. Okay?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the way it goes, and I hope we are rebuilding our roster to your pleasure.
I'm going to tell you right now.
And you like the things that are going on. I know you got the early class coming in right now to start working out and everything, so fingers crossed. I can't wait.
And a big recruit coming in this weekend, we'll see. All right.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. How do you pronounce his first name?
No, I can't do it. Not allowed.
You're not allowed.
It's an NCAA. That's right. It's an NCAA violation if I do.
Okay. But I read about it enough. Okay, fingers crossed. I had my own recruit for a lot of years,
and he did well.
I did okay. He had a good career.
He did. Oh. Hey, Wheels, thanks so much. Appreciate it.